What's going on, people? Well, today doing another gun mod video. So what are we going to do today? Today we're going to be working on Glock 19. A couple of things that we wanted to do, that I want to do on this weapon, is to change the slide release. I'm going to change the slide catch, and also change all the pins in this weapon. What are we going to use for that? Well, went to the Glock store and found these. So we're going to use this. Excited about this. So this is going to also, not only does it becomes a little bit better functionality. The catch on here is a little bit more pronounced. Also here it sticks out more, so it's easy to grab when releasing that slide when you're taking this weapon down. In addition to that, I bought this, right? Basically it's going to give me a 3-pound trigger on this weapon. Yeah, looking forward to that. Alright, so let's see what we got in this container here first. Before we do that, let's make sure this weapon is clear. Save this in the way. See, it's empty. Nothing in the weapon. Take it down. That was simple. Alright, so we're not going to be doing anything with this, so we're going to set this aside. One thing I do want to point out before I do that, if you notice, I did modify, well, you know, add a little touching here that's silver to the slide of the weapon, and also on the barrel, just to give it some different accents, right? So when I ordered the parts, I thought it'd be nice to get some silver parts to go with the weapon. Let's set this over here. All right, let's look at what we have here. So here we have the trigger housing and also the trigger housing pin. All right, so this is going to be what we need to take off when this is what we're going to need when we're replacing the trigger connector. We're going to slide that out, replace the trigger connector, and then when we put it back together, we're going to put it back together with the new pin. All right, we also have, so we have the catch, which is longer each side, so it easy grab on each side. We also have the slide release. See, it's all in silver, and it comes with this little knot on the side, as you can see right here. Gen 5s and up have this notch, and it makes it easier to catch that. This one here is super flat. I can grab it, but this makes it a whole lot easier. We also have the, what is this bag? Oh, in here we also have the, this is the pin for the slide catch, right? It has a little notch on the side that this thing rides on. It must be this one that it catches on. It's gotta be this one. Why doesn't it go right here? So it catches on there to keep it from sliding off. So the other key part is, you notice I tried to put this in here and it doesn't go. That all these pins are larger on one side, so they only go in one way. Which way is that? So when we hold this weapon forward, and you lay it on the side that has the catch sticking out. The pins must go down this way to be released, right? So in other words, when I'm putting this thing back together, I can't use this. Well, let's see. One side is bigger, so this is the bigger side. It has to go in one way, this way. From the bottom, from this side, back in. And we'll do that as we go through this. All right. So, let's get the tools to get all the tools we need to start this process. To get this done, we're definitely gonna need a punch kit, all right? I don't have that tray, but what I learned is that a nice roll of tape acts as a great place to allow pins to drop, all right? So we're gonna start with the slide bar here, and then, which is the top pin. The smaller pin that we have here is gonna replace it. And then we're gonna remove this lower bar here so that we can take out the trigger and eventually slide this out. All right. Now, as we take out this, pin, we gotta hold this up a little bit. As I showed you before, there's a little catch on here that catches here. So we're gonna try holding this up a little bit and seeing if we can work that out. Got it. Sweet. Let me show you guys the difference between the two. All right, if you can see here on this guy, it doesn't have that little raised lip on the end like this little knot here. Let's see if we can get a better view of that. Hopefully you can see it. All right, now put that one back in. We need two. Let's get this side here. All right, so I had to take both those pins out so I can get this bar out. And once we do that, this allows us to at least take the front part. So we're gonna change the trigger. This is where you get to the trigger, right? But what we're gonna do now is actually take out this bar right here. In order to do so, I don't know if you can see, there's a little spring right here that once we push this down, it allows us to slide this out like that. And if you can see, this is the old one and this will be our new one. One's a little bit wider than the other. Let me get a good grab. All right, so as you can see, we got the old one out. It's here. The new one is a little bit longer, right? It's a key, so I don't know if you noticed, they got this little lip right here on the back of the catch pin. This needs to be facing to the rear of the weapon, not towards the barrel. So when we put the new one back on, we need to slide it in as such. So we come here, we push down here. Let's do this. There we go. There's a little notch in the middle that catches this, and this makes it a whole lot easier to grab that to release that slide. Whew, that feels good. All right, let's move to the next thing. Since we have the bar off, right, and we need to connect, add the trigger connector, and we would have to take that bar off just so that we can get down and pull that trigger out to replace the connector. The connector sits just right in here. Let's go on and get this rear punch out. I mean this rear pin out, and then we can slide that trigger out, replace the piece that we need to replace, and then put it back together. That pin here, and this pin is going to be replaced with this pin, Gen 3. So, cool part about this kit is that they send you stuff for both Gen 3 and Gen 4. I'm not sure why, but if you got a Gen 4, those parts don't intertwine with a Gen 3. It is what it is. No complaints. I have what I need, and that's the most important part. So we're gonna place 1 for 1 of these, adding the silver pin or the chrome out pin, replacing this black one. Okay, yeah. So let's get that out the way. Now we can slide this up like so. All right, let's take a look. So in order to take this trigger bar apart, we have to first separate it from the connector. We raise that. We actually slide this part forward and then twist it to get that out. It's sitting on a spring, so it's not going anywhere. Now we need to get this connector out, which best way to get that out is to punch through. There's a little opening in the back that we're able to push through and get that to slide out. Here. They look way different. So what I'm going to do is put them in, put the new one in, and then check the functionality. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it's got to come back out, and we're going to just go with the original connector. So just a note, I bought this online. The premise that they gave me what I needed, or what I was looking for. So I guess we'll see. All right, let's put this thing back together and see what we got. I'm gonna slide the trigger in, housing back down, and like such, it clicks in place. We're gonna put the new pin in. So this thing is lined up. Flush. We're going to put the bar back in. As such. We're going to put the top pin in. As soon as I can find what I did with the top pin. Right there. Last place you left it. Slide this in. Then we're going to slide this guy. So the top pin is needed because if you can see this little catch, this little spring, this is the spring that allows this to stay in place. So we got to slide this under here so that it goes under. I don't know if you can see, but right here, get something to point with. right here, this little spring is sliding under that bar, so it holds it in place. So once we slide that under, right, now we can put this other pin in. Let's get the trigger line. Oh. So what I think we're gonna do here is get this started past the trigger first. Once we get it going past the trigger first. So it looks like they gave me a pin that is a shy too big. I don't know if you can see that. I dog it. And I can tell you, it took forever to get this stuff shipped in from the Glock store. Just to run across this. Oh yeah, this really sucks. This really sucks, man. I cannot believe this. First we're gonna get the pin out from here. So it doesn't like go, it can't fit through this hole. It's too, see, this fits perfectly. And this one doesn't, it doesn't go in. Either sides. Huh, that sucks. But we do, it does look like we have the trigger, we just don't have that pin that we want. So let's do this. We're gonna put this back together with the pieces that we have. That works. All right. We're gonna slide this guy back in. And just before we get to the other side, we're gonna slide slide catch in. Here. See if we can hear that click. Oh, it clicked already, didn't it? There it is. It's in. So, the part that sucks, it's kind of hard to see still. But this rear pin is chrome. This upper pin is chrome. The lower one isn't. That sucks. Let's push this in a little bit. Catch. Chrome. Ooh, this is so much nicer than the original. Man, this is nice. Let's put the slide on. God, the audible on that reset is sick. That's loud. It feels like nothing. That's nice. So the unfortunate part is that I need to contact the Glock store to get a pin that fits, because this one that they sent doesn't fit. Oh well. Well, still waiting on parts to come in for my Glock 34, so I can start decking that guy out as well. Order some of the same things: slide release, the slide catch, slide release, the pin set. I also ordered the mag release for that guy, and I think I got the trigger as well. So many things are on back order and still waiting on things that, well, gotta wait until everything gets in. I don't want to start taking it down and only have some of the pieces. I would really like to just do everything at one time. Unfortunately, here I'm only able to do, I got most of it done. I mean, just this pin. I can't wait to take this thing to the range and see what that feels like. And remember, with a lighter trigger, when you have a lighter trigger, what that does for you, it minimizes your jerkiness. And I cannot wait to take it to the range and test it out. So I think that's it for this video for now. I'm gonna take all my old pieces, collect them in this container right here. I'm gonna hold this piece for Glock as I contact them to find out, hey, what's going on and why do I get a bad piece? You know, I know with COVID and all that's going on right now, they're like, the Glock store is super behind, and that's understandable, you know, especially consider they're, you know, I think they're working with half the staff. So, you know, it you know, it is what it is, and these things are going to happen. Nothing to get all bent out of shape about. Unfortunately, I will have to wait a little longer. And for all I know, if I'm not mistaken, when I call them and talk to them, they get these pieces in at a normal color, and then they get them coated or chromed or golden or whatever color you want it added to them. And it could be that whatever they added to this guy made it just a little bit big. Who knows? But that's neither here nor there. Thank you guys for watching, and look forward to bringing you another video on gun stuff once my other pieces are in. Okay? You guys be good. Peace.